Howdy, I believe this is live, but it's my first time going live on Facebook, so it might have a little bit of kinks to work out. If you don't know me or my face, my name's Cody Benson. I am the resident massage therapist slash personal trainer here at PFC. Oh, look, we got a viewer. Hello there, new viewer. I can't see your name, but it's nice to see you. I'm Cody. This is my first live video here. I'm the massage therapist over at PFC. We're going to wait a little while for me to start instructing on any sort of exercise only because I want people to be able to learn a little bit. So we'll see if over time a couple people start coming in. Ooh, look, I got another viewer. I got two. Hello, I'm Cody. Nice to see you. I'm going to let a couple more people pop in possibly. Hopefully they get to learn a little bit. So what I wanted to go over was a short workout that I put together myself that is able to be done pretty much anywhere. I mean, I'm still in my work clothes, just finishing up a massage session. And I wanted people to be able to do this in their home or after work in a park or really anywhere in any type of setting. And it's not made for anybody of any particular fitness level. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to even really have any experience working out. This is an exercise. These are exercises that anybody can do. And I'll be able to kind of break it down from very, very basic movement to, if you are a little bit more advanced, moving forward and doing slightly more advanced movements, something that might challenge you a little bit. So keep your eyes, keep your ears open, start commenting if you have any questions. I can see a little bit of the comments right now. I'm on a cell phone, so I can see some of the comments. So if you shoot me a comment with a question, I can answer it right then and there. Other than that, let's get started. So, because I said I wanted to start with very easy, simple movements, I was going to start with something that I learned in Qigong type of meditation, moving meditation. Let's see who commented. Howdy, Eric. How you doing? So this first movement is probably the most simple movement that I've ever seen, and it's just like a squat, like a body weight squat with a little bit of relaxation going. So we're just going to start off, we're just going to swing our arms back and forth, let them hang. Oh, who's commenting? Let's see who we got. Oh, we got Missy. Hi, Missy. So just swing your arms and let them hang out. And with that, we're just going to, as we downswing, we're going to drop our weight. Boom. You can go as low or as high as you want. Just drop your weight. See, I always challenge myself. I try and brush the floor. So drop and brush, or just drop and hang out. You're going to do that for about 30 seconds. Now, I'm not going to because I doubt any of you guys are working out with me right now. So just keep your eyes on it. Swing and boom. From a side view, you're going to keep yourself upright. You don't want to curve your spine as you're going down. See, this here is wrong. So you're going to swing your arms, keep your spine straight, your head up. And as you go down, notice I'm keeping my back straight. The only thing that's really bending is my hips, and I'm coming back on my knees. Not coming down like this. This is wrong, and it's got a slight chance to hurt you. I'd hate to see anybody get hurt doing this. So again, it's just down, swing, swing. Awesome. So you're going to do that for about 30 to 45 seconds, depending. Oh, hi, Dr. P. How you doing? So you're going to do that for about 30 to, ooh, who commented? Hey, Nick. 30 to 45 seconds, and do that at your own pace. Some people like to do it quick. Boom, down, boom, down, boom. Or do it slow. Boom, boom. So it's whatever your pace is going to be. After that, we're going to move to marching. Just like a soldier, just like you've seen people do in parades and everything. Everybody marches, right? You do it as slow as you possibly can. There's no rush here. With that, you're going to bring your knees up to 90 degrees. So if you notice, my leg is level with the ground. I'm not cheating and leaving my leg down here, and I'm not overcompensating by driving my knee up as high as I can. My back is staying straight, just like the Qigong squats. So I'm just marching, bringing it up, body straight, head up, chest proud. And I'm going to count to 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, I'm going to pick up the pace. So I'm going to move a little bit faster. And again, your pace is your pace. So when you increase pace, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You can do any pace that you want. So if your starting pace is this, then increase to this. It's all about what you can do in your own body. We all have our own abilities. Just because one person can do one thing, sorry, I was checking the comments. Just because one person has a certain ability doesn't mean that you have to have that exact same ability when you're starting from a different spot. So after we march and gradually increasing the pace every 30 seconds, try and get up to a point where you're jogging in place. Boom. And again, if that's not in your abilities, then it's totally fine. Just go to the fastest you can, the least impact, something that you're not going to hurt yourself with. Again, I want you to take your time on this. I don't want you to rush into anything. Now, after we're done marching, we're going to move a little bit to the side now. Everything we've been doing has been going forward, from swinging to marching. We just got this one straightforward look. So now what we want to do is add in something that's going to move us to the side. So we're going to add in 12 to 15 side lunges. And again, my numbers are my numbers. If you want to change the numbers, take it down to 8 to 10, or maybe just 7. That's your choice. It's your own ability. A side lunge looks like this. Boom, out to the side. Let me see. I'm a little off camera there. You're going to come out and, again, keep your spine as straight as possible. You don't want to curl into your lunge. So you can see it like this. If I'm coming out, I'm curling in, losing myself. I'm losing my stability. So I'm going to step out into my side lunge, and I'm going to be solid, chest proud. I'm going to draw this right arm out with me. So I'm stepping with my right leg, and my left arm is coming out. And I'm going here, stepping off to the side. Now, a lot of big issues that I see with a lot of people when they do side lunges is they bring their knee out this way. So if you can see, here I'm off camera again, you can see I'm actually aiming my body this way, which is wrong. A side lunge is exactly what it sounds like. It should go out to the side. So you're stepping out, and you're keeping your body facing this direction. Your hips have an arrow facing this direction. So if I keep my hands into my hips and keep them as guidelines, I'm facing forward. And then I'm just pressing back up. So again, here, bring your arm out forward. Hips back, just like our squats here. And then press back up. So 12 to 15 to the right, 12 to 15 to the left. Boom, drop, boom, drop. And again, any numbers are yours. Thank you, Dr. P. After we do our side lunges, we're going to make it just a slight increase in difficulty. I want you to challenge yourself again. Now, if you're uncomfortable with the next exercise, then just continue doing side lunges. Count, create another count, take a break after your first set, start another set. But what we're going to move into is cross steps. Some people call them skater hops. I call them cross steps. So what you're going to do is half of a side lunge, and then you're going to cross that other leg behind. So instead of starting here, you're going to step, cross. And again, this is your own ability. So if you can only cross to here, that's perfectly fine. If you can only cross to here, again, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to get as low as possible. Now, if you want to be challenged and you want difficult and you want to really get the full benefit of the exercise, the lower you go is better. 100%. That's how I always say it. The lower you go is better. Now, when we're going low, it's the same thing out of all other. You want your chest as proud as possible, just like Dr. P was a big fan of. Keep your chest proud, your body up. You're going to step to the side and drop your weight straight down like you're sliding down a pole, like a fireman's pole. So I'm not going forward, and I'm not going back. I'm dropping my weight straight down. So if there were a line shooting directly in front of me or directly behind me, I'd be going directly down that line. And I think you can kind of see it in the doorway there. See how the door jamb is straight? So my body right now is in line with the edge of the door jamb. When I go down, in no way does my body shift off of that line of the door jamb. So you want to make sure when you're doing these cross steps that every time you drop down, it's just like you're going directly down a pole. And you're going to do that for about, again, another 12 to 15 steps per side. You don't want to overdo it or underdo it. Challenge yourself. Really feel the movement. You don't want easy. Easy's stupid. You know, nobody has fun just dancing. You want to really challenge yourself. So go as low as you possibly can and drop down. Now, if the cross steps are way too easy, no matter how many you do, you can increase it to a skater hop. So you're going to jump over and you're going to drop down on that leg. And you're going to just push off. So instead of stepping, here, you're pushing. And each time you do that, you're drawing your leg in to the side here. You're not crossing this time. You don't have to cross. Just draw your leg in. Boom. Boom. Here. And each time I do that, I'm utilizing my arms to throw me over. So if I'm going to my left side, I'm using my right arm, and I'm pushing myself over there. Pushing myself over. It's just like when we're walking, and we're taking that one step. See how my left arm comes out as I take that step with my right? It's the same concept when we're going off in a skater hop. We're pushing ourselves over and propelling ourselves with not just this leg pushing off, but this arm driving us over, and it creates power. Now that exercise is really only for people who are more advanced, those who have experience exercising and moving. I wouldn't recommend that for somebody who's just beginning. If you're just beginning, just do the cross steps for now. Just cross and step. Now, we're all done those movements. To make a good workout, we're just going to resume marching. So boom. Just like how we started. Now this time, you don't have to start as slow as possible. You're going to go as fast as you can. As fast as you ended on the beginning. And that's 30 to 45 seconds. You're going to march or jog in place, whichever you decide. After that, we have a new exercise, new movement. So we're doing forward lunges. Now there's two exercises we can do here, just like with the cross steps. You can either cross step or skater hop. Here, you can either take a wide forward step. So you're coming out and you're stepping forward real wide. See the width between my feet? Or if you're more advanced, you can take a short step. Here, I call these deep lunges. So this here, forward lunge, and this here is a deep lunge. In both of those, it's the same concept. You really want to stay as upright as possible. The more that you lean, the more that you're throwing your body out of whack, the more uncomfortable that motion may seem. And I would hate for anybody to feel uncomfortable while exercising. Movement should be natural. It should feel natural. It should feel comfortable. As human beings, we move. We're mobile creatures. We dance around and we play and we do all these mobile things. So we want to feel comfortable in that mobility. So with these lunges, we're going to do about 10 per side. So you're just going to press forward, press back. Press forward, press back. If you're doing the deep lunges, drop down, drop up. Drop down, drop up. Again, it's that same concept, opposite hand with the opposite leg. So if I'm going with my left leg, I'm going with my right hand. Here. And the reason that I say that is because I try and keep my exercises as human as possible. And I've noticed that humans rarely ever do anything bilaterally, which is both sides, when they're doing another unilateral movement, which means one side. So what I mean is we're hardly ever, when we're walking, just solid with our upper body. When we're running, we're hardly ever solid. Some of the best runners out there are using both sides of their body, both halves of their body in connecting motion. So whenever we're exercising, we want to emulate that. And we want to be able to move just like some of the greatest movers alive. So again, when we're doing our forward lunges, you're bringing this left arm out with your right leg. You're drawing back. You're bringing that right arm out with your left leg. And you're rotating at the thoracic spine, which is your upper body above your rib cage, at the same time. So you really want to take your time when you're doing these if it's a new concept to you. Don't rush into it. Oh no! Take your time. Step and lunge. Step and lunge. And again, another thing that I just caught myself doing is dropping my knee to the floor. Be careful of that because you might hurt yourself dropping your knee too low. You don't want your knee to touch the floor as you go down, no matter whether you're doing the deep squat, the deep lunge, or the forward lunge. It can mess you up, trust me. I've done it before, did it for too long, it hurt my knees. I would hate for you to hurt yourself doing this. After our forward lunges, our deep lunges, whatever you want, whether it be 12s per side, 10 per side, 8 per side, we're going to resume doing our side lunges, which we've already done. So again, refresher, just step over to the side, leave this foot planted. So we're stepping, planted foot, planted foot, planted foot, right there. So we're going to resume our side lunges. This time it's going to be less. So if you did 8 originally, you're going to do, ooh, hello. If you did 8 originally, you're going to do 6 this next time. If you did 12 originally, do 10 or 8 next time. So that's how we're kind of breaking it down. We're getting tired now. So we really want to take our time doing it. After our side lunges, we resume doing cross steps. Again, if you started with 12, we're going to do 10. If you started with 10, you're going to do 8. If you started with 8, do 6. Whatever you feel comfortable with in that breakdown, coming down, do it. But try not to resume at the same number. So if you started with 12, don't do 12 again. There's no reason. You're breaking your body down. You really want to take your time. After that, our finisher, my solid end to this workout. Well, after you do it 3 times through, is going to be squats. Now, everybody knows what a squat is. You've all seen somebody doing it, somebody teaching somebody else how to do it. But I really want you to think about these squats because like I said before, you really want to put your mind into your exercising and allowing yourself to be as mobile and as healthy as possible in your movement. So when we're doing our squats, I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me. The first biggest mistake that I've ever seen anybody do with a squat, and that's over the many clients that I've worked with, be it my young hockey players that I work with or my older adults that I work with, is when they drop their weight into a squat, they put their knees forward. Now, some people may see what's obviously wrong with that, and some people might not understand why that's wrong. The reason that I find that that is a wrong squat, and I say wrong because everybody's got their own opinion, this is just mine, is that you're putting a lot of shearing force at your knee joint. So if you meet people who have done squats in that way for a long, long time, and as they get older and they age, they find that they have a lot of knee pain and a lot of knee problems, and sometimes even a deteriorating joint. And I've noticed that through a lot of people. And so I try personally to really protect people from deteriorating their joints when they're doing squats. I would hate for you to learn it one way, create a habit, do it for the rest of your life, and then find, instead of helping yourself, you were hurting yourself. So the first thing I want you to do is focus on where your shins are, your tibia, your shins right here are during your squat. When you're putting your weight down, you're going to make all the hinge at your hips. So yes, your knees are bending, but they're only bending in response to your hip motion. So you're dropping your hips back as if you were sitting in a chair. Let me slide a chair over here for you to see this movement. So here's my chair. Now, I've never seen anybody sit in a chair like that. Again, there's my knees. When you're dropping your weight into a chair, you're often putting your body back. So boom, my weight immediately falls back between that line. So there's a plumb line in the middle of my body dropping down. So instead of the marching or the squats where I'm staying on that plumb line, I'm purposely moving my bum out of that plumb line. So I'm dropping my weight back. But if you notice what stays in that plumb line, my head, the middle of my chest, and my shins. So as much as I'm dropping my weight, those 3 sections of my body are staying with that pole, with that plumb line, that straight up and down. The only thing that's moving out of it is going to be my bum, my hips. Boom. And I'm going to step up. So when you're doing your squats, I want you to think about that positioning, because it's really important for the next thing that I'm going to go into. As you're coming down, there's a certain sequencing that you have to utilize to come back up, at least in my opinion. Well, howdy, Nick. I'm trying my best. So, when you're doing a squat, there's a certain sequence, and there's a reason that we squat. It's either to sit or it's the jump. If you notice any of the greatest jumpers in the world, people who are playing basketball or just free running, if you've ever heard of parkour or free running, these are some of the best jumpers that you'll ever see, and they have the most solid mechanics as they move to get the most efficient motion. So they're gaining the most amount of height throughout their jump, and they're gaining the most amount of distance throughout their jump because they have efficient mechanics. And so when you're doing these squats, it's not just willy-nilly, whatever presses. You're first starting with these hips, and then as you come up, you're pressing your hips forward. Then, I like to add, raising your arms. Imagine yourself throwing yourself up into the air, just like you're jumping. And then pressing up onto your toes. And I'm not sure if on this camera you can see my toes, but let me back up a little bit just in case you can, just so that you can. So when we're coming down, you're driving up with your hips, so you're engaging your bum, you're pushing into the ground, you're throwing all your weight upwards. You're going to swing your arms up, raise up. You can even look up if you want, or you can keep your head straight, and you're just going to raise up on your toes. If you have the ability to raise up on your toes. Again, this is all just recommendations. If you can't raise up on your toes, leave it flat foot. Just raise your arms up. Drop your hips back. Boom. Draw your weight back in. Now you're going to press up. Raise your arms up. And come up on your toes. Or not. Come back down. And all the way down. Reset. And that is pretty much the extent of the workout for this. Now you're probably wondering, well, how does that equate to 10 to 15 minutes? It doesn't. You're going to do this I would say you're going to do this about 3 times. So you're going to start with the Qigong dips, all the way through march in place, side lunge, cross step, march, all the way down to squat. Pick your numbers, and then restart. Back at the dips, back at the squats, back at the beginning. Go all the way back through. Solid numbers. And again, you're picking your own numbers. You're picking your own abilities. If you want to do cross steps, skater hops, if you want to do deep lunges as opposed to forward lunges, any of that, this is your workout, your time to take care of your body. So what I say is just recommendation. It's what you want to do. The only thing that I ask is, keep it as comfortable as possible. If you feel uncomfortable at any point while you're doing this, fight through it, because that's how we exercise. But also, keep an eye on it. You want to feel good. You're helping yourself. You're taking care of your body. So allow yourself to feel that and honor that moment. So this has been a pretty solid time, I think. This is our Fitness Friday. I hope that you enjoyed learning from me. And I'll be back next Friday, right around this time, from 3 to 4, with a new workout. I'm thinking a little bit more of a strength-based workout instead of something quick. So keep an eye out for it. And just like I have in our little post, keep an eye out on the comments below, because I'm going to have this written out in a specific order so that you can just pull the page, check out the video, and read it off yourself. You can do this anytime, anywhere, at any moment. And really, get your exercise in for the day. So thanks for tuning in, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful workout.